Honorable obtained 20,229 votes as against NDC's Sadiq, who polled 18,783 votes, with only 3 polling stations remaining. The records show that even when all the votes in the 3 polling stations are added to the NDC's candidate, it will not offset the vote difference. This is important. When all the 3 outstanding polling stations are added on to the NDC candidate, it would not offset the vote difference. At this moment, the collation process was disrupted by the NDC tax, who stormed the collation center and sought to destroy critical electoral materials, including pink sheets, essential for verifying the result. It took control of the collation process and threatened the EC's officials to declare their candidate as winner, resulting in chaotic scenes which led to suspension of the constituency collation. The parties were invited to the EC Regional Collation Center on Monday, 9 December 2024, to complete the collation process. The NDC insisted that they would not accept the continuation of the collation and demanded that the EC should declare their candidate as winner of the parliamentary election. Under visible duress, the returning officer excluded the results from 31 polling stations and declared the result based on only 110 polling stations. This action is inconsistent with the electoral laws as it excludes legitimate votes cast by constituents and fails to reflect the true outcome of the elections in Okankwei Central. The NDC's disagreement was based on alleged issue with certain polling stations. The attack stormed the electoral EC collation center and coerced the returning officer to declare. And here too, we have video footage to corroborate these incidents of vandalism and physical abuse of the electoral staff. I don't think you can show the footage. This one is up. All right, so let's go to the 4th one, Dominic Wabenya constituency. We will share these videos with you. During the collation at Dominic Wabenya constituency collation center, the NDC hoodlums attacked the collation center, destroyed electoral materials on site, bent ballot boxes, thereby truncating the collation process. The returning officer informed parties to leave the collation center on account of the security challenges, which made it impossible to continue with the collation. The returning officer assured the candidates and their agents that she would communicate a new venue for the continuation of the collation. We are, however, hearing that there was a purported declaration of results under duress, and that too in our absence, contrary to requirements of Regulation 43 of CI 127. Equally, a parliamentary results collation sheet from 1C and parliamentary results summary sheet from 1B was not filled as required by Regulation 43 1B 1 and B of CI 127, and the rate of declaration from 1B was also not issued as required by Regulation 43 1 and G. The NPP candidate or his agent has still not been informed of the new venue for the continuation of the collation, contrary to the assurances given by the returning officer during the raid by the NDC tax. Well, we can report that based on our own collation, the NPP parliamentary candidate, Ambassador Michael Koyi Jr., won the parliamentary elections in Dominic Wabenya and are confident that when EC resumes collation, our position will be vindicated. 5. Ahafano North constituency in Ashanti region. The NPP parliamentary candidate, Honorable Eric Nana Ajimai Pepe, won the parliamentary elections with a margin of 100 121 votes, as per data collated from all the 140 polling stations by the party. The NPP's candidate, Nana Pembe, has hard copies of all the 140 pages. That puts him at 20,353 votes, as against NDC's candidate at 20,232. I believe we all have witnessed what we call NP3 in the instance of Ghana. So if somebody wins with the difference of 1%, he has won. After all, the law says first past the post. During the collation by the EC at the Constituency Collation Center, NDC stormed the collation center at Kepa SHS and began destroying and burning electoral materials, particularly pink sheets, computers, and ballot papers, as well as properties of the Kepa SHS, including louver plates, benches, and tables. They also manhandled NPP representatives and DC officials. These violent conducts by the NDC tax, who had overpowered the police, prompted the intervention of the military to save lives and property. The NDC hoodlums did not only attack the collation center, but they also proceeded to launch an attack at the residence of the NPP parliamentary candidate, Honorable Eric Nana Ajimai, bent his vehicle and attacked his warehouse, stole his items, and attacked his radio station. There are video footages in wide circulations that captured all these attacks. These issues have since been reported to the Ghana police, and an arrest warrant has been issued. The videos are there, and we will give you a copy. The question many will ask is, since when has it become an offense to contest a parliamentary elections in this country? Why is the NDC bent on thwarting all our democratic gains? Ghana has made a lot of gains. Instead of consolidating it, they are thwarting it. They are throwing it away. Let's go to the sixth one of Wasi East. That's also in Ashanti. After collecting the polling station results from all the 115 polling stations, the NPP parliamentary candidate obtained 18,558 votes, as against NDC's 18,539. Strangely, the returning officer, the police, and the NPP candidate, at the threat of their life, succumbed to the unlawful demands of the NDC, who had besieged the collation center and took charge of the constituency collation process to swap the election results. And what you have now, is that ready to show them? You swap the results that I mentioned, and then announce that, okay, they gave them these candidates to that of what's they just cancelled. They cancelled the first one, which we have the data and reverse and what is it? They swapped the results to favor of the NDC. And not the candidate and asked him to sign and die. When he prefers dying or going to power. Number 7, I have for no Southwest, also in Ashanti. Results from all the 103 polling stations indicate that the NPP's candidate, Elvis Osei Sadapa, obtained 16,058 votes, as against NDC's candidate, who polled 15,372 votes. As usual, the NDC hoodlums attacked the collation center and in the process killed one of our supporters. We have all our pink sheets intact, and that shows clearly that the NPP parliamentary candidate won the parliamentary elections by 686 votes margin. 686 votes margin. The EC invited the parties to this regional collation center on Monday, 9 December 2024 at 10 a.m. The EC collected all the results from all the 103 polling stations, filled the Form 1C well as the Form 1D. But due to threat on his life, he opted not to declare the final result. So this is the situation at Havana Southwest. Now we go to Bono East, number 8, Techima South constituency. Collation from 279 out of a total of 282 polling stations indicate clearly that Honorable Martin Kwaku Ajayi Mensah Kosi, the NPP parliamentary candidate, obtained 46,468 votes as against NDC's Christopher Ayari, who polled for the 3,365 votes. Two other candidates in the parliamentary elections obtained 225 votes. The constituency coalition was disrupted by NDC and has since not resumed. The next one is Eastern Region in Sawam Adwaji. Data from all the 202 polling stations show that the incumbent MP, Honorable Anodompe, have won the parliamentary election. The EC's coalition at the Constituency Coalition Center was disrupted by the NDC. The EC's arrangement to continue with the coalition at the regional level in Koforidua was also disrupted by the hoodlums, compelling the EC to relocate the coalition to the police training school at Tesano based on security considerations. Leader will want to add something because he was present.
Friends from the media, I want to explain something that happened at Tesano. Honorable Obiabwa and myself were there as representatives from the party's headquarters. On that day, that was a Thursday, last week Thursday, we had 4 constituencies: Fantiakwa North, Akotia, Suhum, and the Sawoma Adwaji. The first collation to be completed for the day was Fantiakwa North. When we got that done, we came to Akotia, which we also successfully completed, and it was declared. Then it was left with the Sawom Adwaji and Suhum. Both were being done. Now, for Zoom, there was another go slow. The NDC at every stage tried to disrupt. Eventually, they rejected six polling station results, and we accepted that if they rejected, they don't want it to be bad. That is fine, because it was still giving us a win of over 1,500. Then they tried to use the independent candidate agent to frustrate the process. In fact, eventually, the NDC leaders who came there, led by the famous Alfred William, told me and Honorable Obiamwa that they want to negotiate for us to allow the declaration of Suhum, and that their full soldiers were amassing outside, and that if all 4 constituencies are declared for us, they will kill them. Very sad. Eventually, when we said no, we have to continue with the process, and we completed the Suhum process where Suhum was declared, they tried another go slow on Sawoma Adwaji. Each one of them that came said, "Oh, you himself, another bring winning a young farmers." Where does this happen? Eventually, when the EC official decided to continue the process, the NDC, led by Alfred William, came into the collation center and said that, okay, their computer was not working, so we should give them 2 hours to charge their battery. As at 1 a.m., when they had gotten 3 hours to charge the so-called battery of the laptop, they said they were tired. The candidate for Sawoma Adwaji walked in, and we said, okay, if you are tired, the candidate himself was there. Meanwhile, Honorable Anodompe had been there the whole day. What next? The EC official, after another 1 hour of unnecessary disruption, he said he was tired, he was feeling sleepy, and that we should do it at 6 a.m. the following day, Friday. We all slept there. Well, by the way, I left around 4 a.m. to shower, and I came back around 7 o'clock. Around this time, the general secretary was also there, but the candidate, Honorable Anodompe, and his agent slept there. At 6:30 thereabout, collation resumed. Around 8 o'clock, they started the agenda again. Will not allow. Then around 8:30, their counsel came in, Honorable Mr. Edudi Tamaku, claiming that he had in his possession an injunction order from the court. Only to find out later that they will use a delay tactics to file an application. They had filed a writ in court, that is the candidate for NDC had filed a writ in court with an injunction application, which they were seeking to serve the Honorable Anodompe and NDC. So clearly, these are not Democrats. Whereas Dr. Baumia conceded defeat even before EC's official announcement. They were not ready to accept defeat in these constituencies that is. They were not ready to concede defeat where they knew clearly, because the posture was that they won't allow the process to continue. And then in fact on Friday itself, after they have successfully gotten the Anodon Press constituency collation disrupted, then they came to the others. The police had arranged collation tables for the other constituencies. In fact, the German South had started. They were collating. Ahafano Southwest, we had their table, we had Obuasi East, and all the Ashanti region seats were supposed to be collated. And then the following day, Saturday, was for Greater Accra. They deliberately disrupted and then used social media to threaten the police. Whereupon the police felt that they could not provide security, in spite of EC's insistence to continue the work. In fact, on Friday afternoon, it was the police that actually instructed the EC to stop the collation process. I repeat, on Friday afternoon, it was the police that instructed EC to stop the process of collecting the results because it was not sure of its ability to provide security. And you recall that was when the deputy communication officer, I don't want to mispronounce his name, had issued threat, had commanded 5,000 people to meet at the police training school. It's all on social media. So our appeal to the international community, civil society organizations, the media, and all lovers of democracy is to show interest in these outstanding constituencies and give the EC every moral support to proceed to make these declarations. Again, we are encouraging the Electoral Commission that pursuant to their own statement they issued and their press conference on the evening of Friday to proceed to collect and declare these results. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So I continue from here. Our wing constituency in Western North region. Records from 181 polling stations indicate that the vote difference between our candidates, Abanga Yakubu and the NDC candidate, is 103 votes in favor of the NDC candidate. However, we have learned of some major infractions at some polling stations, which the party is still investigating. Other outstanding constituencies. Collation processes in Shukun, Fatiakwa North, and Akwatia constituencies were botched because of some security challenges occasioned by the NDC supporters and hoodlums besieging the respective constituency collation centers. The EC's arrangement to continue with the collation at the regional level was also disrupted by the hoodlums, compelling the EC to relocate the collation to the police training school at Tesano based on security considerations, as leader has just mentioned. Subsequently, these collations have since been completed under a serene environment and the results declared. True to our case, all the results were declared in favor of the NPP parliamentary candidates. The point must be made that this is not the first time in the history of this country's election that we have been confronted with an issue where there has been a continuation of a disrupted constituency coalition or recoalition. I think this point is very important, ladies and gentlemen. It should be recalled that in the year 2004, the parliamentary results in two constituencies was initially declared for the NPP candidate, King David Amoah. However, upon recollation of the results based on the clean sheet provided by the NDC candidate and his agents, the EC, under the then chairman, Dr. Kojo Afarijan, reversed the results and declared the NDC candidate as the winner. So it has happened before in the electoral history of this country. The point must also be made that the position of the law is that once a proper and regular declaration has been done by the EC, the only remedy available to an aggrieved party, apart from resorting to alternative dispute resolution, ADR, pursuant to Court Act and ADR Act, is to go to the High Court for redress under Article 99(1) of the 1992 Constitution. However, when it sees that the NPP is contested, no declaration, properly so-called, was done. So the declaration has not been done. Why those who can ask us to do it? No. It is for the EC to recollect as it did in the year 2004 under Dr. Afarijan and two constituency in the now Borough East region. But the EC itself has issued a statement, a press conference, that there's no declaration. How does the NDC expect the EC to gazette election results that have not been fully collated and declared? It is pretty obvious that the NDC leadership and their supporters, who stormed the collation centers to compel the EC under the threat of death to declare their candidates as winners, have labored in vain, because we are a country of rule of law, not rule of men. EC's response: it is not surprising that at a press conference held on Friday, 13 December, the Electoral Commission, through its deputy chair, Mr. Samuel Tete, stated emphatically that there was no declaration of the Ablekuma North, Domikwa Kenya, Tema Central, Okaikwe North, Ahafuanu North, Ahafuanu Southwest, Obuasi East, Techiman South, and Eswan Adwajiri constituency parliamentary results, because the coalition was incomplete. Indeed, the Commission has maintained that all purported declaration of parliamentary results made under duress, as was seen in those constituencies, are not in conformity with laid out processes enshrined in CI 127, hence illegal and will not be upheld by the EC. Conclusion: it is therefore our expectation that the EC will immediately resume the collation exercise. We implore the National Election Security Task Force to provide adequate security to facilitate peaceful collation under a serene environment. We are also calling on the NDC leadership to rein in on their supporters. We are very certain that our parliamentary candidates in the above-mentioned constituencies won the elections based on verifiable data from the pinches, as we have demonstrated. Hence, the EC and all stakeholders, in the interest of democracy and peace of our dear country, take immediate steps to give effect to the will of the voters in these constituencies, as expressed in the December polls. I thank you.
All right, so you're right. Chairman McMahon, who got the top five? He said,
ɛwɔ the New Patriotic Party. Ɛnɛ adekunti ɛnɛ mu nsɛntwerɛfoɔ no ahyia yɛ. Tete